Well, hello, my beautiful Virgo. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your monthly reading for February 2025. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Virgo, this is your monthly reading for February 2025. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. Also, I've just opened a competition for one subscriber to win a free personal reading from me, but I'll let you know how to win that a little bit later on because some people are here just for the reading and I don't like to waste anyone's time. So let's get straight to it. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Virgo? What can they expect in the month of February 2025? Please show them the way. What is to come for them for the coming month? Well, here we are, of course, officially moved into Aquarius season, and this month it encourages you to tap into your free spirit, but also to your inner rebel. Try new things, embrace your individuality, be flamboyant, and discover what really makes you unique. You may feel a strong desire to connect with others this month, be more sociable, involve yourself in the community more, or fill your diary with new events and experiences. Maybe even jump into some training for a charitable event or organize giving back to the community in some way. Aquarius season asks you to be open to the alternative, so you might experiment with new recipes, watch independent theater or cinema, feel inclined to catch a really out there art exhibition, seek out experimental documentaries or books on the unknown, or even try a new look or style this month. Maybe even expand your knowledge with higher learning. It really is time to embrace the unfamiliar. Now, this is also a month where your genius comes forward with flashes of insight and eureka moments as you innovate in all aspects of your life. This is a time to challenge the status quo and find fresh new pathways to complement any routines that you already have or responsibilities that you must adhere to because, hey, that's life, right? We got to do what we got to do, but this month it adds extra creative flair, a spring in your step, and a desire to shake things up a little. Now, if you don't know it already, February reminds you that you are fabulous. February is often associated with a very commercialized day of romance, but whether you're in a relationship or not, this season really dials up the desire to romance your life a little bit more, as Venus, the planet of unconditional love and passion, offers you an extra dreamy feel as it cozies up to Neptune. Now, it's a perfect time to have a heartfelt conversation with those you really care about, strengthen friendships, relationships, and most importantly, deepen that connection with self. Now, you may actually feel compelled to book a date night with yourself this month and do something really special to remind you that you've come a long way. Give yourself permission to celebrate the wonderful you. And the most exciting planetary shift this month is Jupiter, which stations direct. And in doing so, it shines its benevolence on us once more with rays of good luck and abundance. If you've been receiving tough lessons that you didn't ask for, not seeing results, feeling defeated and deflated, or even submerged in a deeply reflective growth period, it may have been that Jupiter and Mars have been retrograding. But finally, the light at the end of the tunnel appears on the 4th of February as Jupiter expands opportunity, curiosity, good fortune, and most importantly, sets you up to receive rewards for all of your hard work, especially since Aldebaran, the star of wealth and good fortune, supports Jupiter's pivot. Now, Mars turns direct on the 23rd of February, which actually increases, your energy, opportunity, of course, but also it increases your motivation, passion, and ambition. Productivity will reach a climactic level this month. and it's a great time to manifest and make life happen for you. The North Node conjuncts Neptune in the sign of Pisces, emphasizing the call to experience the unfamiliar. Expect really vivid dreams during this period and also original ideas. And on a global scale, please fast forward if you don't want to hear this part, we could see a little wobble in the stock market, or at least an honest assessment of how things are really doing under the surface bluster, which may indicate an up-and-coming market correction. Now, this North Node can deliver rude awakenings, especially when partnered with Neptune. It literally bursts the bubble of illusion, especially when printing money out of thin air to float economies on hollow foundations. But when we reach March into April, Saturn could actually offer this very strict correction and really bring reality to the surface with a bump. Now, the majority of the planets are actually hanging out in water signs without the grounding of Earth. So we may actually see some water-related events occurring around the world, in particular that underwater volcano I keep seeing in my visions. And as there is a lack of planets positioned in Earth signs, this can actually shake things up seismically and cause plates to shift on a larger scale. The Earth, it moves all the time, of course, but the planets this month could destabilize some major fault lines. And with Uranus and Neptune energy running the show this month, I would say expect the unexpected, especially the weird and especially the questionable. We've already seen some sort of weird energy about as we're shifting into, of course, Aquarius season. And of course, Pluto, it continues to reveal corruption. Expect confirmation of what you intuitively already know is going on behind the scenes. Exposés will continue across the board. Now, Mercury, the 7th planet to join the planetary parade on the 28th of February, creates a beautiful arc across the sky. And on a personal level, it offers you a shift, a solidarity that all you've been striving for is somehow coming together. And the moon makes a glorious alignment with Jupiter, making this month a perfect time to manifest and also muscle in on better luck. Plus, dreamy Neptune in Pisces could reveal a secret admirer. Ultimately, it's a great month to follow your heart and know that the universe has your back and supports all that you wish to achieve. And looking at your energy, I feel this month you're really focusing on your sense of purpose. I feel also you're looking at detoxifying, or at least breaking a cycle or a habit, making sure you stay on top of any detoxifying goals, whether you've been doing like a diet or an exercise routine. But also I feel like you're really connecting to your higher self this month. I mean, your first card there is the Temperance card. So keeping things in balance, okay? This is about you not really making too many adjustments, keeping things ticking over nicely. I feel like you're being very patient this month, very diligent this month. I also see that you're going to be super organized. I mean, you have the Emperor there, so that means that you're going to be a little bit strict with yourself and your finances. But, this card can indicate that you're in the flow and you are focused on trying out new ideas to put into motion a little bit later on. And whenever you decide to launch these ideas, because we have the Three of Wands there, this is something that you're setting up. So it almost feels like February is a bit of a calculating month for you to really be very explorative. I'm actually seeing two things in the water right now. One is the number one, okay? Number one is going to be really, really important for you. So this could be that either it's, the number of a building that you have an important meeting at, or perhaps it's you putting yourself first, or maybe you're coming first in a competition, or you are number one in something, or maybe you launch something and it becomes number one in the charts if you're like a musician, or it could be like if you're launching something on a social media platform, it goes viral, it becomes number one, for example. So please take it as it resonates. I'm just being given the number one, and I'm just being shown that it's important, but I'm not sure why. And the second thing I'm seeing is a test tube. Okay, so this symbolically can indicate that you are explorative during this time, that you are trying to work something out, or maybe you are looking at all the different ingredients to really create something that's going to be truly spectacular and special. But it could also indicate some of you work in the scientific field, for example, so that could be relevant to you on a personal level. But the main energy I'm getting from this image right now is exploration, okay, or creating something, maybe from scratch, really starting something that you have had an idea on and just seeing how it goes. With the Three of Wands, I feel like you're on the right path and it's going to work really well for you, whatever that is. For some of you, if you're an entrepreneur, because we do have the Emperor energy here, this could be that there's business links for you this month, a creative alliance there, maybe even overseas. You know, I feel like you're expanding your reach, for example, and some of you are thinking about setting up your own business, but perhaps you've been so busy recently, you haven't managed to get round to it. But I do see here that you will actually launch something in February, and I feel it will bring a lot of, I'm being given the word bounty, okay, but what I feel is like prosperity, a lot of money there, because you have the Empress energy as well, okay. Now, really interesting that you have the Emperor and the Empress, and we also have two people in this card. So a lot of you, if you're looking for love, if you're single, this is a very, potent time for you to meet the love of your life, especially since your 7th house is influencing you at this time. This is all about partnerships, people in your everyday circumstances, deepening connections. But if you're single, I feel there is some sort of chemistry between you and a person. 6 of Cups for some of you. You may have had some sort of history with someone as well, but I will pull a card on that because we have the Emperor and the Empress showing up there. I feel this is about, a romantic connection there, especially if you are someone who's been out of the dating scene for quite some time and you're a little bit nervous or shy about going to events, for example. I feel with the Three of Wands, you may actually meet this person traveling, or for some of you, you will meet this person in a social event where there is a mixture of people from overseas. So this could be like a business meeting, it could be a networking event, it could be, some sort of pop-up event or something a little bit new in the neighborhood, but lots of people are drawn to it. I just see people from overseas. That's what I'm being given. Like, I'm just seeing lots of planes come in the water, highlighting a destination, and they're all like landing in the destination is what I'm being given there. And it feels very much like people are coming especially for this event. So it could be a festival, for example, or maybe it's a concert, or maybe it's a sporting event for some of you. And I feel there's a, very intense energy where you will meet a person at that, where there is a romantic frisson. So that's coming out there for some of you. But this reading is not a love reading. I just want you to be aware of the energy that's coming up for the month. For some of you, there's a potential for someone from your past to really kind of reach out. A little bit of nostalgia this month. This person may be feeling a little bit frisky in and around the 14th of February. And that's, of course, Valentine's Day. So I feel this person, looking at their energy, you've got the Page of Cups, which is new love here, but with the Three of Wands, I feel like you'll have to make your decision, but I feel something from the past is over for you. You're not going back to that. I feel there's an energy where either it was toxic or, there's also an energy of like, the chemistry is gone, okay? So for some of you, it could be someone from your past reaches out, but you just don't feel that way about them anymore. The chemistry is gone, but I feel they may try to reach out because they're thinking about you, physically very attracted to you, but I feel this person perhaps, isn't emotionally available for the relationship, and maybe that was the problem. I'm not really sure on that, but I feel like you're looking elsewhere. Three of Wands indicates you're kind of like not looking backwards, you're looking forwards, okay? So just be a little bit mindful. You may hear from someone from the past in the month of February, especially someone who is a little bit frisky, let's put it that way. So I'm just going to move away from that energy. This is about you, like following your soul song. Let's bring it back to you right now. This is also about international links, okay? There is an energy here as well of doing overseas business if you're an entrepreneur. It could also be, of course, for some of you, that you may meet a person online if you're searching for love, for example, and it could really spark a really intense romantic connection that starts off kind of very dreamy and passionate, but then it becomes something secure. You realize you've met your soulmate, someone who you feel you want to invest in forever, and this person wants to take that journey of life and love with you as well. Okay, so that's coming through. But also, I feel for some of you, you're going to hear from someone from I feel, yeah, there may be a friend from overseas. I'm just being given that they may come to see you, okay, or they're going to be in your neighborhood. Expect people messaging, and I'm not talking about exes now. I'm just getting an energy of someone from your past visits your present. That's what I'm being given. And I feel like you really kind of strike up your friendship again. And I feel you'll actually go traveling with this person, maybe even book some travel in the month of February. But I feel someone that you haven't heard from in a while has been missing you. And I feel that life just got in the way, okay? And I don't see that there was any problem with you and this friend. I just feel that life got in the way, and you're going to hear from this person. And it's just like the good old days is what I'm being given there. But also this card, as you can see, there's a tree on it, and tree tends to represent wealth. So a lot of you, I feel this is about you kind of being stricter with your finances, or keeping a tight rein on your finances, making sure that you don't overspend. A lot of you are recouping any finances from previous months that perhaps you are either gifting or saving for something, and you've purchased something large. I feel like you're replenishing this month when it comes to your finances. But also I'm being given this energy of perhaps you and a person either launching a business. I feel this is a perfect month to launch a business, but also make sure there's a contract in place there as well. And also some of you, it could be that you're pooling your resources in some way, because I'm being given this energy of people coming together to invest in something. So it could be you and family members investing in property, or of course, it could be in a car for some of you. I just get an energy of pooling resources in order to purchase something large. And I feel like you're going to get a really good deal on that, is what I see. Now, also this card, it can connect to basically psychological healing, okay? So a lot of you, it could be that you have a really interesting kind of raw conversation with a friend, and it helps you kind of sort something out within yourself. Very cathartic month for you, because I'm actually being given this energy, and I'm not sure if it's a song or not. It's like a burst of energy is what I hear. It's almost like a song. I do hear like a tune, but I cannot identify what song it is. I'm just going to give you what I hear, which is echo in my brain. Okay, echo in my brain. So this could be perhaps you're soundboarding off your friend regarding something that you have to make a decision on. For some of you, it could also be that, you are having a similar conversation over and over again with yourself, as it were, and you want to kind of like quieten the echo, or you're trying to really listen to see what the message is. Sometimes when we have something on our mind all the time, especially if it's from the past, because the Six of Cups is there, it could be someone from the past said something to you that really kind of spun you out a little bit. And sometimes when you're under pressure, it kind of comes back to haunt you, and you're trying to really kind of like identify why it keeps playing over in your mind. It could be an experience that you've been trying to let go of for a long time, or something that you've been trying to come to terms with. I feel this is a breakthrough month for you, where you finally kind of like let it go, whatever it is. I mean, sometimes as well, the inner critic will kind of have a bit of an echo where it continuously tries to chip your confidence or knock you down, or, in some way create doubt in your mind. And I feel, especially with the Emperor there, you are kind of dominating your thoughts and making sure that any echoes from the past that were negative are not going to tear you down, is what I'm being given there. But also I see some of you this month moving completely away from that energy, because I do feel it'll be a very healthy, cathartic period for you, and you will be in your feels, as it were, very sensitive, but I actually feel it brings you closer to your intuition and your higher self, and you really make some major kind of like epiphany moments where you kind of like unlock something that sets you free. Like, you know what? I mean, it's almost like, and I'm just going to give you this example, it's almost like, for example, if there was the one who got away, if you were in love once with a person and they got away in some way, and then you see them again and you're like, oh my gosh, what did I ever see in that person? I got nothing for this person anymore. And at one time you were really obsessed about this person, or, it could also have been a deal, an opportunity that you were obsessed about, and suddenly you felt, oh, it didn't go the way you hoped for. The universe delivers something better to replace it. And you're like, what deal? Don't remember it because it wasn't even important. Now what you've got is more important. So I'm just being given that energy of you kind of revisiting something that you may have spent a lot of time, energy, blood, sweat, tears, anxiety, and obsession over in the past. And it feels like you're looking back kind of feeling like, well, why did I feel that way? And you're realizing how emotions, of course, are very temporary, and that whilst they're valid, because it is a measure of our body and our mind and our soul communicating with each other in order to let us know that something hurts or something is out of order or we're, angry about something. But I feel now you're realizing that you are kind of like managing where you invest your energy and who is worth that kind of response from you. And I feel like you are really owning it now and saying, actually, that situation or that person or that environment does not warrant a response. It almost feels like you're above this now. Okay, I'm just getting this energy of like you're floating above it. They're not going to mess with your equilibrium. You're going to keep balanced, and you're going to be very measured in your responses, but not because you're pushing it down or resisting or staying quiet. It's because you're evolving and saying, actually, you're not worth my time. So I feel that's the energy that you're really conquering this month. Now, I do see a lot of overseas links for you. Number one, because your first card has two people, with a map there. So this could also be that you meet a very important person who has either overseas links, or you partner up with maybe a social media platform who gets your message out there. Some of you could like get a book deal, sponsorship deal in some way where maybe you've got a manager, or you get someone who is like an intermediary person who helps you and opens doors for you. This could be your boss. This could be a neighbor who gives you a piece of information about how to, do something with your property. Maybe they got like links to the local district or the council, and it makes it easier for you to get something that perhaps you've been hoping to apply for, maybe a permit for something. Whatever it is, I feel like you are going to meet people who really want to help you or aid you in the month of February. But a lot of you, because your 12th house is basically governing your energy this month, and your 7th, you're going to be connected to the deepest part of your chart. So a little bit more sensitive than usual. It's time to connect to your higher self. You are owning your spiritual path and opening up to development and a deeper sense of awareness. But also, I feel this is a month where you receive deeper information about yourself, who you are, what you're capable of. And also, you may feel like withdrawing at the end of the month, okay, to really focus on your projects, yourself, have some me time. This actually may be when you have a bit of a date night for yourself, okay, at the end of the month, because I feel like you are going to be pretty busy in the majority of the month there. And your 7th house, of course, is about your partnerships. These could be business partnerships. These could be, your creative alliances, or for some of you, it's family, friends, your soul tribe. So I feel this month is all about being a little bit more sociable and meeting up with people you haven't seen for a while. Some of you may actually even get an invitation to a reunion this month, and you may even wonder, should you even bother going? Because you have the Devil card there, and you have the 6 of Cups, and there may be someone at that kind of reunion that you really, I'm not sure whether you want to see this person. It could be a bully. Could be someone who, because we've got the Emperor in the resistance position, but you know what? I feel when you show up, because you're showing up as the Empress, and this is not a gender-specific reading, if you do go to some sort of reunion or an event, or you bump into someone who used to be like manipulative, or someone who basically tried to tear you down or didn't believe in you, they're going to see your glow up. They're going to see how well you're doing, and you're going to see how karma got them back. Okay, this is a month where you just see how things came full circle, and I feel really that you don't technically want that person to have had like a tough time, but at the same time, it makes you realize that karma is a thing, okay? So I feel that is there as well. Now, bringing this energy back to you completely, we've got the Judgment card. These two cards together indicate that you are connected to your sense of purpose, your life's mission, your calling, as it were. And you're going to be called to do quite a lot this month. I mean, Page of Cups, a lot of you may be called to embrace your inner child and do some more inner child work there with that Page of Cups. And some of you, this is about being more open-hearted, more playful, seeking more events and opportunities for you to just let your hair down and have fun, because, you know, life's short, and of course we've all got to pay the bills and do all the busy stuff that we got to do, but this is about you kind of like enjoying the moment and having the best out of both worlds, okay? Now, for some of you, not all of you, some of you may be thinking about retirement, okay? You and your partner, especially if you're married, because there is a couple energy here. If you're thinking about retirement, some of you may be a little bit nervous about entering into a new pace, but actually you're going to love it. You're going to do a lot of traveling, a lot of connecting to yourself, and actually learn more about yourself as well. I see lots of hobbies here. I also see a community that you will join if you haven't already been sort of searching, but also I feel there is going to be a friend who kind of retires in and around the same date as you or month, okay? And this may surprise you, but actually it's going to be wonderful because it's like besties, and now you can go off and do wonderful projects together. And I also see that you're going to be very creative if you are retired. And I feel for some of you, if you want to keep your hand in the working environment, because I see some of you in retirement, you're not just taking your 401k or your pension. I feel you could be doing something creative that brings in passive income, or perhaps this is a property that I see that some of you may be just getting some extra finances there. That's coming through as well. What I do see, a lot of you, if you're in a career, for example, I see a lot of you launching your own business or your own side hustle there, because we have the Empress, which is a strong indication that you're very productive, very creative, but owning your own business, being a boss, okay? And I feel a lot of you as well, you could hear, if you work for a company, you could hear of someone leaving the working environment, okay? And this person may actually headhunt you for an opportunity to work with them. It's almost like they may set up their own consultancy, and they may actually come towards you and say, hey, do you want to partner up in business, or do you want to come and work with my industry? I feel like you'd be great. And this person is going to promote you and actually offer you more money, okay? That's coming through strongly there as well. But a lot of you, whatever it is that you're doing this month, you're focused on your calling and you're listening to that calling. But also I feel this is you weighing up options, because these two cards can indicate that you're trying to tap into your higher self in order to make a decision. It's a self-evaluation period. So at the beginning of the month, I mean, I feel like you are having to make a major decision. Don't worry about it. You're going to intuitively make the right decision because you have the High Priestess there and the Three of Wands. So that's very exciting, because it means that there are opportunities coming towards you that you're not even aware of, but intuitively you're making the right moves in life. And I feel you're going to see that everything that you're choosing right now, your future self will literally thank you for it. Now, I do feel with this card, a lot of people are going to need your time this month. I feel like a lot of people are reaching out to you. I also feel that, well, I'm being given a sensory experience with this. I'm not really sure what that means. I mean, of course, I know what that means, but so it could be that you're submerging yourself in a sensory experience. Maybe it's an art exhibition, or maybe a scientific experiment for someone out there, because we had the test tube earlier. But I'm being given this energy of higher learning, and I'm seeing hieroglyphics as well, like Egyptian. Maybe that's an Egyptian exhibition. Maybe it's coding, history, archaeology. I'm being given body awareness. Okay. Thank you so much. I'm truly grateful. So I'm being given by my guides sensory experience or health checkup is what I'm being given. And because the Judgment card, this could be hearing, but I'm also being given like an overall kind of MOT check up. So it could be like ears, eyes, like the full works. So it could be that, you know, you are going for that at this time. And because we got the Devil card in the resistance position, that's where you want it to be. It can indicate that you're a little bit nervous for some of you. But looking at the energy, we got the Empress, you know, which is a full, clean bill of health there. We've got the Three of Wands there, which also means that you know, you can kind of like look forward now and not be worried about something. So I would say with the High Priestess there, though, you're always cautious. So it could be that you're really focused on your health this month and you're making sure that you're on top of your health goals is what I see there. Yeah, so that's just coming through. I mean, there's nothing negative here, so I just want you to be aware of that. Don't see anything negative in the cards. The Devil card is actually in the resistance position, okay? And that's where you want it to be. But also, I feel you may have to make a judgment call on somebody, is what I'm being given here, because someone may dredge something up from the past, and there's a potential to have an argument over it. So just watch out for that, okay? I feel like you'll move on from it, but I feel like you're above it. But someone may try to push your buttons this month because they're bringing something up from the past. You're like, oh, not this again. Get over it. Okay. And I feel like if you don't engage in this, eventually, you know, they will just get bored of it. Or it's almost like you don't give them wind for the sails. That's what I'm being given. So that's really random that's coming out. I keep getting this energy of like every time I try to tap into your energy, your specific energy, it's like I'm being pulled outside of yourself. So maybe that's how you're feeling right now, that every time you want a moment to yourself to do something, maybe a personal project, someone wants a piece of you. Someone's asking for advice or help, or you find that you have to do something else outside of yourself. But I feel from the middle of February, you won't have to do that. Okay, so it could be that you've had a lot of distractions or a lot on your plate and you haven't been able to catch a break, but you will, okay? But I'm not sure what this coding is. I'm just seeing hieroglyphics, lots of hieroglyphics, and so it could be, oh wow, thank you so much, I'm so grateful. My guides are giving me that these hieroglyphics are the 5 senses. So that's what they mean, sensory experience. I didn't know that, but I'm just seeing like different shapes. For the ears, eyes, nose. Okay, I'm just seeing that. So I feel it's still connected to the MOT. So I'm just going to leave that there. Maybe you're going to come across something that's connected. I can't connect it for you. I really have to be honest with you, and always am when I cannot get it, okay? When I can't really identify the energy. I'm not going to make something up for you. I can only give you what I see, what I hear, and what I read in the cards and the energy that comes out. So let's just end that energy there, or just ground myself from it, because it keeps pushing forward. So maybe someone specific out there knows what that means and it'll be relevant. But it's a positive outcome is what I'm being given. So moving away from that, Page of Cups is to be playful. It is to be open-hearted, but also it is to try and rediscover the magic in life and in love and in, you know, your current circumstances. Stop and smell the roses kind of energy. But it also indicates you're giving a lot of yourself to everything that you do. You're putting your 100% in. I feel like you're organized, structured, and you're allowing yourself to dream. You know, there's a healthy dose of realism, but there's also a healthy dose of what if it works out in this way. And I feel you're going to conquer something or hear some really good news on something. Pages bring news. Something is offered that is good news to you, something you're going to love, something that you're going to be enthusiastic about it. And I feel there's an important call here, okay? For some of you, you could get a very important call from overseas as well. This could be from a family member. And I mean, for some of you, it could be an important call, and it makes you a little bit nervous at first, is what I'm seeing there. It's almost like the call. And then when you have that call, looking at the outcome cards, it feels like, you know, although you're still like a little bit cautious about something, it feels like everything's okay. There's a brighter future to look forward to. And, you know, the Empress energy is flourishing and thriving. So it could be, for some of you, you're waiting for an important deal or a promotion or some news regarding a job that you went up for. If you're out of work, for example, I see a lot of you getting that important call that the job is yours, okay? And I see that you'll start a really great position and you'll actually elevate in this role and you'll get more money. Even when you leave 2025, you will have a higher wages than when you started. Your pay bracket is going to move and increase, is what I'm seeing. And especially if you're an entrepreneur, I definitely see that you may have been a little bit nervous recently about your industry. You may be a little bit anxious about your industry, especially rules, regulations, policies changing, because The Emperor can represent authoritative figures. So this could be like the government changing the goalposts in an industry that you're working in, and it's really weighing on your mind. You may be waiting for an important kind of deal break. For example, all the trade conversations that are going on right now in different countries. It could be that it may affect your business and you're just a little bit nervous about how that's going to move forward for you. But I feel, in the future, it will be beneficial for you, but there may be a little bit of a bump in the road when it first happens because everyone's adjusting to the goalposts sort of moving, but ultimately it will work really well for you and be very lucrative. So for some of you, it could also be, especially if you, well, I'm being given, I'll bring it a little bit more broad. There may be some worry or nerves about like a landlord. Perhaps Six of Cups, it could be that this person is revisiting either a service charge or revisiting something, and you may feel that they are a little bit out of order. I feel like you can contest this, okay, for some of you, or because the Three of Wands is like grouping together. So if you live in an apartment building, for example, it could be that you all group together to really kind of like challenge a new tariff or a new kind of like, and I feel this person will actually want to come to a good deal because they don't want to rock the boat completely is what I'm seeing. So I feel you may be able to negotiate a better deal, but also this could be a boss, or it could be for some of you a neighbor, someone who feels kind of like, oh, what's the word? I'm just being given unreasonable. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. My guides gave me unreasonable. It feels like you may challenge someone who is a little bit unreasonable this month, but I feel like you lead with integrity. You're really balanced. It's almost like you're not angry or anything. The way you handle this, it really just sees you win the room. It sees you actually with a lot of power and authority. And the way you conduct yourself in this situation with kind of like kindness, with knowledge, with prowess, with you being super articulate, I feel like you are heard in this situation and you manage to come out on top and get the deal that you want, okay? It could also be that like you're going through a court case, for example, and you feel that perhaps it's going to be a little bit worrisome, but actually you conduct yourself really well and you come out looking really well, and the outcome has yet to be determined, is what I see there with that Three of Wands. You'll get, an outcome a little bit later, perhaps March, April time, but I feel it will rule in your favor, okay, is what I'm being given. But coming away from that energy, you know what I mean? Every time I go to read your energy, it's like extend it outside of yourself. But let's bring it back to you again. We've got the Devil card. It's in the resistance position. So a lot of you have been trying to maintain your position on, eradicating a quick fix or something that's been toxic for you or a bad habit. Because I feel like since January, you've tried to kind of like lock out a bad habit or something that perhaps maybe detoxifying, decluttering, things like that. I feel like you're maintaining it. You're staying on top of it. You've conquered it in some way. And I feel like you really won't go back to that, whatever that is. Now, for some of you, the Devil card can indicate that you've been feeling a bit stuck, even though, we're in February 2025. I feel some of you could be just feeling that you want to be a little bit more spontaneous, follow your passions. You may have felt that the potential to do that has not been available to you, but February is different. The energy is different. I mean, I'm doing this reading. We've already just moved a little bit into February. I do apologize. I had a little bit of a little bug there for a couple of days, so I just had to take it easy, and that's why it's a little bit later than usual, so I do apologize for that. But I do get an energy here that the energy is completely different for you in February, and I feel you're on top of your goals. I feel if there's any time-sensitive tasks or responsibilities that you have, you breeze it. It's all good. Some of you may be having like either an interview or a test in the month of February, and I feel like you pass with flying colors. I mean, you're above the competition. You get such a high mark there. But also, I mean, this card, it literally says shadow self. So a lot of you could be looking at the past, because we have a very cathartic energy. And some of you, this could be about your relationship because of your 7th house, your relationship to a father figure or to a masculine energy in your life. Doesn't have to be gender specific, but because the Emperor is there, I have to mention it. I feel it could be that you are kind of like remembering nostalgia. And if you have someone who, basically, if your father is in spirit, for example, I feel like you're going to, I'm being given smell their cologne, or something reminds you of their smell. Okay, it's coming through. And I'm also being given, oh, thank you so much, I'm grateful. I'm being given a drifting balloon. Okay, you may see this in the month of February, and this is going to highlight to you that they're around you. They want you to see that as a sign, okay? Now, balloons tend to be a little nudge to be more playful, or to find time for you to have a little bit more fun. So it could be that you're under a lot of pressure, but also the balloon is drifting. So it's like, let something go, okay? If something's been like weighing on your mind, or it's been heavy, let it go. Let it up to the universe and just let it go. Because I feel like there's an energy of it feeling lighter for you. Okay, so you could see a balloon drifting on a reel, or maybe even in real life, or in a painting, but look out for that as a sign, because I feel it's someone in spirit. Doesn't have to be masculine energy, but someone in spirit is letting you know that they walk by your side, and they're trying to like get your attention to say, it does get better. Okay, because you got the Empress energy here, which means something you've been working hard to achieve is flourishing, but also there's an energy here of you stepping into your power, nourishing yourself in a different way, being very productive, very creative, and getting the best out of life. Okay, now with the Emperor energy, this can indicate, of course, that you are dominating any of your worries or fears. Can also be that you are stricter with yourself. Creating structure so that you don't procrastinate is coming through as well. And I feel like you make use of your time this month. You are owning your time, and I feel like you are on top of things. Also, there's a lot of energy here where you may be looking at any kind of rolling contracts. So it could be like a gym contract that rolls over month by month. For some of you, it could be you looking at your service providers. I feel some of you, if a contract is coming to an end, maybe it's even a passport or a visa, if something's coming to an end, I feel like you're renewing it because you have the Temperance card there. So paying close attention, especially if something is important that you need to really renew in February. You may get it just under the wire. Don't worry about it. I feel like you'll be on top of it, but I would say that you are going to be super organized this month and just on top of your goals and responsibilities, but also on top of something that is time sensitive, okay? Now, also with the Emperor energy, this is achievement. It means that you're headstrong. It means you're backing yourself, but it also can indicate, you know, that you're actually in a powerful position right now, and you kind of like are trying to maintain it. So, you know, when you do something really well and it's like, okay, it's working really well, but when's the negative part coming, or where's the fly in the ointment? So some of you, it could be that you're preempting changes, or you're just a little bit nervous about something going really well. There's nothing to worry about here, okay? I always feel it's important as humans for us to kind of like be ready for everything, but I feel not at the cost of your peace of mind, okay? So I feel there is an energy of you being in a really powerful position. You're protecting your finances. You are maintaining the lifestyle that you've aspired to, but also you're working for more. And I feel like you have a lot to give, and you're going to get a lot in return is what I see. I do see a piece of information coming on in here for you that you will celebrate in the future. Okay, there's something to celebrate in the month of February, but also I see something that comes in as either news or a piece of information. You will celebrate this. Okay, end of March is what I'm being given. End of March, you will celebrate it, but the news of it comes in February. So this could be a promotion, could be a raise, could be an opportunity for some of you. And I do get partnership vibes, maybe because it's the 7th house that you're in, but we also have that Temperance card with the Emperor and the Empress. So it could be that you and your partner, you know, you're working really hard to kind of like take a vacation, or some of you may even have a big conversation with your partner if you're in a high level commitment and decide to maybe move overseas. It could be that you're thinking about different parts in the world that you feel like you could be happy or belong or offer better opportunities for you to raise a family or just exist. So it could be that you're cautious about the move, but you're getting some really great advice because, you don't want to misstep. The Emperor energy can be advice. So I would say you are maybe talking to a governing body this month, or a financial advisor, for example, or someone who has qualifications to help you in some arena that is going to help you move along in some area. A lot of you, it could be that also if you're looking for a job, some of you may think about like agency work, or you may hear of an opportunity through the grapevine, because I feel like there's a third part to whatever it is that you are planning this month. It feels like a person is going to be very relevant to your plans, and it's either an intermediary, or it could be someone you ask advice for you, your family, or you and your partner, and take the advice, but always, do your own due diligence as well, is what I see there. Now, we've also got the Six of Cups. It is in the resistance position as well. I want you to be aware of that. All these cards are in the resistance position, but they will turn into the upright as we move through the month. The Six of Cups can indicate a return to better times, but also sixes tend to be a gift from the universe. Something is coming towards you here, and I actually feel for a lot of you it could be a secret admirer, because we're starting with the Page of Cups, which is someone who perhaps has feelings of love, has a crush on you. So let me just quickly pull a card on that. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Virgo? 10 of Pentacles and the 5 of Cups. Yeah, I mean, the Six of Cups tends to be someone from the past, okay? But I'm also being given this energy that someone that perhaps you may have loved and lost, or may have been married to, or had a high-level commitment with this person. You may hear news about this person, or actually hear from this person, okay? So that's coming through there as well. But because it is the Five of Cups, this could be the lament of all the experiences that you've had from the past, the wins and the losses. So I feel this could be a very nostalgic month for you. And it doesn't have to be about financial wins, financial losses from the past. I don't see any losses this month. I want you to be aware of that. I feel for some of you, it could be that you're looking at things that didn't go really well in your life, or things that perhaps were challenging, but the universe is saying the best is yet to come, because the Five of Cups always highlights that there is 2 cups yet to come. So if, for example, you felt love has passed you by, you felt that perhaps the universe has forgotten about you, 2 of Cups indicates a high-level commitment coming on in, and the 10 of Pentacles can highlight that this person will join your family lineage. This is a loyal relationship, someone you'll marry. Others, this energy is definitely coming in as a deal or a partnership or an agreement, an opportunity that you will toast and celebrate. You may have even felt that you lost out on it, or perhaps you feel that you're not going to get it. But actually, I see an opportunity coming on in, and it's going to bring a large amount of money there as well that secures your future. For some of you as well, of course, and I'm sending you a huge hug out there, there is an energy of loss about this pile. That's why I felt, someone in spirit guiding you. This person, remember the balloon, you're going to see that as a sign, but it could be that you're in grief. You're grieving this person. This person is someone connected to your family unit. There's so much love here, and they want you to be aware that they're around you, and that they want you to be happy. They understand the nature of grief, and that it has to happen, and it will ebb and flow, but ultimately they are guiding you towards better things, and they're protecting you, and there's a lot of love there as well. And some of you may actually be in the middle of sorting through someone's estate or their inheritance, and you'd rather have the person, but at the same time, life, it's challenging, it's hard. I'm actually seeing someone right now, like in a kayak, like white water rafting, okay? Water tends to represent the emotion, so it can mean that you're like riding through some very challenging emotions right now, and I'm sending you huge hugs and so much love out there. But I feel like, you are going to get through this. And looking at the white water rafting person, it's like that ebb and flow. Sometimes, it doesn't feel as overwhelming or intense, and then suddenly it hits you and you're having to navigate that. So, I feel things will get easier. Of course, you're always going to have those emotions and those feelings, but I feel that this person's going to let you know that they're around, okay? Especially in the month of February, month of love. And that's not about romance. It's just the month of love, or how we perceive it to be the month of love because of Valentine's Day. So I feel this person wants to let you know that they're around you. And if you have a pet as well, this pet will sense their presence and will alert you to their presence as well, is what I'm being given. And again, with a lot of love and respect, I'm going to move away from that energy. Because the image is still there in the water, the kayaker, it could be that some of you are trying to actually be a little bit more kind of like spontaneous, or perhaps you are maybe looking for some sort of vacation that challenges you. Could be that you're wanting to have like those high intensity travel vacations, sporting one, for example, and I definitely see you're going to have a great time at that. You may even meet someone that you used to know at a group. So it's like the universe is bringing you together. So if you're going away with a family member, you may actually, or even your partner or friends, you may see someone at this kind of event and you used to know each other. So it's like rekindling this friendship is what I see. Because a lot of you are rekindling friendships, rekindling hobbies, and rekindling this lust for life. The Devil card can literally be that you are, connecting to your lust for life, your passions in life. Devil card, and especially in the resistance position, it actually means that, you're liberating yourself out of a very stuck situation, and your feelings are starting to come back, especially if you've been on autopilot, you've just been doing what you got to do, and working or focusing on your projects, your family, for example. It's tough to spin all the plates in life, but I feel like this is a month where you're more in the flow. You're going to get a lot done, and I feel, because that water is racing, I feel actually a lot of you get propelled further this month. It feels like there's more energy, more flow, more kind of like emphasis on you moving forward, and there being movements and improvements, okay? Now also we have the High Priestess, which is a review kind of card. So it can indicate with that Judgment energy that you are reviewing your life and looking at where you could either be more spontaneous, or where you can like have more faith in yourself, more confidence in yourself. And I feel a lot of you are going to withdraw at the end of the month in order to recharge your batteries, because it's going to be a busy month there. But also I feel a hunch that you had, you find out you were right, okay? Whatever that is. Now this could be about a person who's either been wasting your time or tried to manipulate a situation, because I feel some of you could encounter a person who has a bit of an ego. Now this could be like a very snappy client, or it could be a customer, or it could be a family member, for example, who's a little bit snappy. This person will give you an olive branch at the end of the month. I feel the way you deal with it, you kind of withdraw, and this person will come towards you. I feel it's not personal. They're under a lot of pressure, and that doesn't make it right. But I feel this person will try to mend the connection, okay? So whether it's a client, or whether it's a boss or a neighbor or someone, I feel there is a potential here for there to be a little bit of pressure, but this person will work hard to try and rebuild the friendship or the business alliance or whatever it is. But I feel like you are a little bit changed toward this person. I feel like you step away from this person in order to kind of like observe their behavior, just to see if they really mean sorry, because anyone can say sorry, but unless their actions speak louder than their words, then of course I feel like you're just being very vigilant with this person. But actually I feel you see that they are going to work hard to make it right, okay? Now also this card, I mean, because you have the Devil card, this can be a card where you're looking at the nature of overanalyzing something. If you have to make a decision, because a lot of you, there's something being offered to you this month and you have to make a decision about it. It could be that, you've booked something you really want to do, but something else comes up and you have to wonder if you can do both, or whether you have to rearrange or reschedule. For some of you, it could be that you get a job opportunity, but it's overseas, or there may be a little bit further afield travel involved and you have to weigh up whether it's good for you or not. For some of you, it could be that you're offered a sponsorship deal, or you're offered an opportunity to partner up. Could be a social media platform, for example, a partnership there, and you are a little bit nervous about taking the next steps, but I feel like it's going to be a wonderful partnership that will lead to great things. This card indicates, expansion. The path ahead is paved with gold, and you're headed towards success. So whatever it is, even if you're an entrepreneur and you're doing your own thing, I feel the universe actually brings people in who will actually help you expand your business, expand your luck and your opportunity. But also I feel this is about your connection to your higher self, okay? With this card and your Six of Cups, it also indicates that you're reviewing your life and you're stepping away. You're seeing how far you've come, all the obstacles you've basically conquered, and even the things that haunt you from the past. I feel like you are in control and dominating that energy and stepping into your empowerment. But also I feel some of you are like in a period of reprogramming, so that you're asking yourself the bigger questions, like, how can I show up for myself today better than yesterday? How can I, reinforce the lessons that I've learned so I don't fall back into a pattern or a cycle of repeat, so that you can be your best self and live your best life? And I feel like you're really listening to your heart and to your path and to the calling, and you're learning these lessons. And I feel that, it's going to help you in the future move forward, because there's a lot of progression here, a lot of success. I feel like you're on the road to something. This almost feels like a calculating month for you, where you're like in your laboratory, kind of like exploring and launching something, or getting ready to launch something for some of you. And of course, some of you are doing this in secret, because this card can indicate secretive behavior, not in a negative way. You're not hiding something because you're doing something dishonest, but it's because you're doing something in privacy. It could be that for some of you, you may be dating someone in private right now. You're not letting anyone know, but there could be a prying eye. There could be someone who spots you, or someone who wants to out your secret, for example, but then you're like owning it. Like, no, this is me. Yeah, I'm kind of connected to this person, not really sure how it's going right now, so I wasn't going to tell anybody, but, that's my prerogative. So for some of you, it could also be that, you are going to discover a secret about a person, but it feels very much like it's something connected to the past. It feels like dredging something up from the past. So it could be that you discover something about a person, maybe even a parent, because there's parental energy here. You may discover something about a parental figure, or, maybe an aunt, an uncle, something like that. And you're like, whoa, you see this person in a new light. There's no judgment here, okay? But with the Judgment card at the beginning there, initially I feel like you're like, whoa, that's like crazy, but at the same time it makes them more endearing. It's like it reminds you that this person, they have a life, that they kind of like wild and free, and I feel like it reminds you to be wild and free and connect to that wild side again. Because a lot of you with that Emperor energy, you've been under a lot of responsibility recently, and I feel a lot of you this month, you kind of just want to have a little bit more fun. You want to be in the flow of it, and I feel like you're romancing your life again and reconnecting to your sense of wildness there as well. Now we do have the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands indicates, of course, you're going to be super productive. As you finish one project, you're on to the next. I feel like you're ticking a lot off your to-do list, but also this is a planning card. So a lot of you are in the planning stages of something. Of course, it is a card where you're paying attention, you're observing what's next, and this is also a card that can indicate that you are confident where you're at and what you've done so far, and you actually will get better returns than expected, or something develops in a more positive way than you expected, because you've got a lot of cautious cards here, like you're wondering, is it going to be okay? You're a little bit nervous, a little bit anxious. For some of you, this could be that you're worried about a child, for example, your brood, I'm being given, okay? So could be children as well. It could be that you're worried about something, but actually it works out even better than you thought, okay? I mean, I'm being given great parental guides here. So the energy I'm kind of picking up on is that you're a great parent. You may not give yourself credit where credit is due, because sometimes it feels chaotic and sometimes you have to be flexible and you're multitasking and you're doing a lot, but you're doing an awesome job. And sometimes it's a thankless job because, children and teenagers, they're trying to find their way, okay? Just like we did. And I feel this is about you kind of seeing a bit of yourself in them and saying, okay, I knew I was going to have a bit of a problem there, but actually you're going to have a wonderful conversation with a child or children, for example, and they're actually going to let you know how much they appreciate you. And they're also going to do a little something, maybe even for Valentine's Day, where I see them like writing a card or giving you something that says, I love you. And it really just kind of makes you realize that actually you're doing a great job, okay? That's coming there as well. But for a lot of you, I get this energy that you're not even aware that there is like an opportunity winging its way towards you, and you will celebrate this. You know, this is like a hush-hush opportunity. So it could be something that you're very successful at or launching, and you know, you may not tell anybody about it until it's fully realized, like you sign a contract. For example, some of you, it could be a personal development project you've been working on. If you've been hitting the gym or nourishing yourself in a different way, because the Empress energy is about healthier options. It's about, you know, getting out in nature, doing your 10,000 steps, for example. It could be that you are turning heads and looking fine. And now people are going to see that, you know, whatever it is you've been doing makes an impact. There's a real glow up about you. Also, this is a card of magnetism. This is a card of you magnetizing better opportunities, better money towards you. And of course, respect with higher boundaries there as well. Now, also, this card is all about family, kindness. You know, I feel a lot of you could be hosting something in the month of February. It can be that you are inviting people over, or maybe there's an event where people come from different parts of the country or the world to an event, and it just feels like old times. But of course, with old times, there's old conversations, and there's going to be that one person who kind of like makes everyone go, not this again. And you may have to kind of avoid or swerve this conversation. For a lot of you, because the Emperor's there, it could be about politics. Okay, so just watch out for that. That's coming through there as well. But I would say something that you're planning, whatever it is, whether it's work related, money related, creatively, I feel, you know, it's all coming together, and it's going to be very positive and lucrative indeed. I'm actually seeing randomly ballet shoes in the water. You know, the ones where they got the blocks in them? I mean, this can be an indication that, you know, you're on point with something, or you've been enduring something, and then you find out that actually you've been on point with it. I mean, it could be like a creative job, perhaps, or it can be that someone keeps you on your toes. Maybe that's why I'm seeing that. But I feel it's like precision and repetition means that you are a master or a mistress of your craft, because these can be aspects of self. This could be the masculine energy and the feminine energy here. So it could be that, you know, because your masculine energy is in the resistance position, although you're going to be very strict with yourself, with your finances and with your time, it can be that this month you want to romance your life a little bit more, be more creative, be more in your feelings, really explore who you are and connect to your higher self. There's a softness about this month for you. And, you know, I feel this is kind of like you being open to the magic of life, as it were. And I feel like you're going to see a lot of wonderful things there with that. I mean, it could also be that if you have children, perhaps they're going to ballet, for example, or maybe there's some sort of an award or bursary that's offered in that area. So that's coming out there as well. I mean, whenever you see ballet connections, it tends to mean that you've been working hard, like investing all of your time in something that is hard and painful and difficult and challenging, but requires focus and balance. And it could be symbolic of you like hitting a target, hitting a mark, or doing something that is very precise that other people cannot do, but you are making it happen. I mean, if you think about it, they make it look so effortless. Ballet dancers, you know, they've got the blocks in their ballet shoes, and that's painful. I don't even know if they have that anymore. Maybe not. Maybe that's too painful. But, you know, it's like everyone looks at it like it's effortless, but actually it's been challenging and painful, and there's a lot of sacrifices that go along with that. So perhaps it's about your sacrifices, you're looking at them and realizing actually it has been challenging, but when you see the rewards that I feel are showing up for you in February, March, and April, actually, I feel that, you know, you will see that it was worth it. Okay, I know that's so random, what I'm being given for this month. Maybe February is going to be a little bit random for you. I just have to give you all the energy that I'm being given. We've got worry beads. We've got rings there. We actually have fine print. We've also got the roundabout. And my guides asked me to go and get 2 more, so I will. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide? We've got a map. Okay, and we've got that one there as well. So we have, oh my gosh. Well, there you go. We got the ballet shoes right there, okay? So, you know, this is a very large deck, okay, with a lot of cards in there. I would say, you know, there's 132 card oracle deck right here, okay? And you could have got any card. And I'm given an image right before to highlight the energy I'm given. Sometimes it's random, and sometimes I'm like, I don't know where this reading is going, but I have to honor my guides, the energy, the images, and then there is kind of like a reinforcing energy that gives me a card of the image I literally see, okay? And we've got that ballet shoes right there. So it says, stamina, endurance, talent, repetition, effort required, on your toes. I did mention that actually. Honing a skill, laser focus, poised and grace, treading lightly. Maybe that's with the conversation, maybe even about politics. But it says balancing act, pursuit of arts and expertise. So this month it requires your expertise, but you are up to the challenge. And whatever it is that's hard won, it will be sweet reward. Remember, the Empress energy is all about reward. And it's number 9, which is Hermit energy, which means you did this, self-made. You made this happen, whatever it is. I mean, you've got double 9 here, double 3. Pay attention to your synchronicities. Also, we were given 1 at the beginning there, but you didn't get a 1. So we got 3 and 3. We've got 9 and 9. Okay, so worry beads, of course. The Devil card showed up. So a little bit of anxiety. That's why that came out in your reading. We've got worry, fear, anxiety, irritated. Well, that came up too. Calming, soothing, bored, passing time, upset, unease, needs care, fretful, ritual, repetition, motion, de-escalate, and nervous tick. So it could be that you're conquering some sort of anxiety or nervous tick. You know, many, many years ago when I was under a lot of pressure, I noticed that I had a set of things that I used to do, like OCD. And I was like, this is amplifying what's going on there. So I had to seek, you know, professional kind of discussion at the time, and it was just because I was under a lot of pressure and I just broken up from a very damaging relationship, and you know, I was really under it, and I wasn't even aware that I was doing this, but it became like I would check a door every night just to make sure it was secure, and I would check it a couple of times, and it really was because I felt insecure and also, you know, scared that I just like broken up with a partner. I was on my own, and you know, I was just nervous about personal safety, but it was something that was in the subconscious mind. Of course, you know, I managed to find my way out of that, but I had to see it and address it before I could like really release it, for example. So for some of you, it could be something that you're looking at there where it is a repetitive cycle that you do, like, you know, an omen. I always felt that if I didn't do this little omen, that perhaps something negative would happen because I'd just been through so many negative things. But I grew out of it, but I also found my way out of it as well. So some of you may be going through that, and I'm sending you a huge hug out there regarding that as well. But also it could be that, you know, it's a repetitive cycle and you're trying not to get locked into a repetitive cycle. You want things to be a little bit more spontaneous this month. We've also got rings. I mean, for some of you, with the Emperor and Empress energy, it could be that you're getting married this month. And if that's you, congratulations. You may be worried that perhaps things will, you know, be a little bit challenging or difficult, but actually I see you're going to have a great time and an incredible honeymoon if you're going on one of those. Some of you may even, you know, have a honeymoon a little bit later on, like you delay it or pause it, but you're going to have a great time. So we've got contracts, agreements, bonds, strong connections, unions, partnership, counterpart, lovers, telepathy, like-minded people, committed partner, engaged, and interconnected, and a soulmate. So I did mention that in your reading. That's why these cards are kind of like affirming everything that I picked up on there. Rings tend to mean contracts and deals as well, so big month for that too, but also people understanding each other, unions coming together, and because you have the High Priestess there, telepathy, developing your spiritual gifts, your knowingness, flashes of insight. Don't be afraid of them. They're given to us for a reason, and pay close attention to your hunches as well, very important. We've got fine print. Look at the closer details on something. Okay, and it says here, detail, look closer, inspection, research, be careful, in depth, pay attention, don't assume, be thorough, deep dive, hidden information. I did mention hidden information, something hidden, or secret opportunity comes towards you. It could be hush hush, but you're told about it. Double check and read between the lines. Okay. And we've also got roundabout. I feel this is how busy you're going to be, right? Especially at the beginning of the month there, but things get a little bit slower in pace as you move into March there for you. It says community, connections, new direction, keep moving, controls the flow of information, finding solutions, circular reasoning, fluid. Maybe that's what I got that echo in my brain. That is kind of like a circular kind of flow of information. It's coming back around for you to dissect. We've got many working parts, perfect timing, and redirect. So something comes in at perfect timing, which may actually redirect you. So it could be an opportunity. Maybe it's a relationship. Maybe you've been avoiding love because you've been hurt in the past. You're protecting your heart. Suddenly the universe has other decisions for you and decides that love's coming on in. But we've also got map, and this is all about your true calling and of course your journey, your path. So I feel like you're focused on your projects and you're moving forward. It says exploration. That's why you got the test tube there, exploring. Finding your way, locate unknown destination, new territory, lay of the land, plan, prepare, chart your course. That's definitely your 3 of Wands there. Read the signs. Look out that little balloon, figure it out, directions and new perspective. But there's another map there. So some of you are going to be super busy because you're going to be on a vacation at the end of February. For some of you, I get this energy of you booking something for a little bit later on, something to look forward to, okay, is what I see there. But other than that, I feel like you're charting your course. You're doing something that is hard and challenging that perhaps other people don't do. Maybe it's even niche, but it's going to be rewarding, and you're going to be seen as a person who is at the top of your game and the best at what you do. You really stand out because of the cards that you've got. I mean, the Empress, even if you look up the meaning of this card, it means to be super talented, to be above competition, someone who's established at what you do. You have a lot of knowledge, but also you have natural talent as well as acquired talent. Some of you, there's new knowledge here as well, so you may book a course of learning, and it may be a spiritual retreat that some of you are looking at too. That's coming through as well. I'm just going to go and get a ticket or a room before we close. We've only got one button, okay, and it is a butterfly. So big challenge and change month for you, but challenge in a positive way. I feel like you're doing this yourself. This could also mean that you're being a social butterfly. That's why you're being super busy, but also it feels like you're coming out of a period of dormancy. Variety is the spice of life. If you think about the butterfly, it kind of like moves and flits between things, projects. It keeps life interesting. So I feel this is a big month for you to spread your wings and enjoy a little bit of everything, all the ingredients. And you may even see butterflies as well if that's the sign that you ask for too. So I'll leave that there. That was a very complex reading and it may not resonate with everyone, but I have to honor, everything that comes out. Even I am like, what is this about? Where is this going? Suddenly I'm seeing like ballet shoes and I'm like, why? Trying to dissect it there, and then suddenly the card comes out. So we have to trust the process. So I'll leave it there. Also, if you'd like to be with a chance to win a free personal reading from me, all you have to do is envisage the world in a golden healing light. And that's all I ask of you. I feel it's very important for this year. If collectively we all do it, we can make a difference. And in the comments box below, just put an emoji of a world and a heart. And if you don't have access to emojis, then all you have to do is write the words world and heart, and I'll enter you into the competition. I'm announcing the winner in February, towards the sort of 3rd week of February, okay? So I just thought I'd let you know if you still want to enter, you still have time. So thank you so much, my beautiful Virgo, and love and light.